Okay, let's talk about the unwritten law of squeezing the best out of a DX crop sensor camera. And this is the law that I've not mentioned, not ever heard anybody talk about before, but it's absolute, it's undeniable. Same reasons Fuji's portrait lens, which is a 56mm f1.2, is like, damn, that lens is expensive. I have that lens. That lens is really damn fast. Now, to get the exact same bokeh, the exact same depth of field, qualitatively and how it looks out of that lens to match an 85mm f1.8 shot at f1.8, you got to open up that 56mm to f1.4. At f1.4, the 56mm looks almost identical. It does look identical to any 85mm at f1.8. Now, it may look qualitatively slightly different, but the bokeh, the out of focus bits, will look dreamy and nearly identical. So when you want, this is an issue with DX crop sensor, because a 56 is a 56. Well, it is an 85mm equivalent field of view. Okay, that is an equivalency. The depth of field is not the same. These are the reason why DX portrait lenses are made so damn fast. It's like, well, DX lenses should be cheaper because they're smaller lenses and they don't have to project as big a circle of a light, and therefore the elements throughout the lens don't have to be as big. This is true, but this is also not damn true, given the fact that if for portrait lenses or for mid-range zoom lenses, you need to make them fast, because 56mm is a 56. While it is equivalently an 85mm in field of view that has been cropped by the crop sensor, it is still not an 85mm. Because the 56mm at f1.8 does not render anything close to the bokeh of an 85mm at f1.8. Does not. That is why these portrait lenses need to be at least f1.4. So the ultimate premise, the irreducible fact is that if you want a portrait lens for a DX crop sensor, it has got to be damn fast. f1.4. Whereas an f1.8 in a full frame is beautiful bokeh. f1.4 full frame is extra more so, not much more so. You've got to open it up wider. If you can open it up, meaning you have to purchase a fast portrait lens for DX. This is the reason why the Voigtlander 58mm they've been recommending, which is sold out again. It's an f1.4 lens. It's gorgeous. It's incredible. It's a full frame lens, but it's an 85mm equivalent field of view on a DX crop sensor camera. So if you want a mid-range zoom lens, you know, a 3.5 to 4.5 or an f4 isn't going to cut it. It's got to be an f2.8. There's nothing faster in a mid-range zoom lens. Well, like the 17 to 55 Nikkor, it's an f2.8, which is equivalent field of view, captured field of view, and equivalent field of view of the 24 to 70 2.8. It still does not render the same bokeh. Well, both lenses are 2.8. The 1755 2.8 and the 24 to 70 2.8, they're both 2.8. Yeah, but one's a 17 to 55. People will think, and I've had people fight me on this, and they're always wrong, and they never realize it usually. It's like, well, no, 1755 is basically 24-70, because, yeah, but it's still a damn 17 to 55mm lens. The compression is exactly the same as a 1755. A lens that's a 17 to 55 is a 1755 is a 1755. What has been cropped out, what it is equivalent to, does not change two things: depth of field or the compression of the lens, how a person's face is rendered, for example, in portraiture. And this is an important consideration that I really find that nobody ever damn well talks about, and most people damn well don't understand, or they can't get it through their bloody skulls. It's like, well, it's an equivalent 85mm. Yeah, but a 56 is a 56 is a 56. Doesn't change anything. The compression is the same as a 56, and the bokeh is the same as a 56 at f1.8. A 56 at f1.8, while as an equivalent 85, does not have very awesome bokeh. That is why these lenses, some of them, are made really fast, so you can get the same depth of field, the same bokeh as an 85. So to get the 85 1/8 appearance on a 56mm or 58mm, the lens has to be made much faster, and you got to shoot at f1.4 or f1.2 to get the same thing. And that's a razor-thin depth of field. And that is a problem if you have issues focusing, especially on some of the lenses like the Voigtlander, which are manual focus. You got a razor-thin depth of field at f1.4, and you got to nail the eyeball, because if you don't nail the eyeball and it's not sharp, then the shot is shot, right? So it's point-and-pointer consideration on DX crop sensor cameras, and it's an issue because the portrait lenses have to be really, really fast. Okay, field of view, captured field of view, and equivalent field of view. How this relates to depth of field? Well, it doesn't relate to depth of field. You have to compensate for one by doing something else, and an equivalent field of view does not mean that a 56 or a 58 millimeter is an 85. It's just not the case. A 56 is a 56 is a 56. Why people don't understand this is beyond me. Catch you later. Bye.